Alright, today's mod I got here is pretty spicy, if you ask me. Basically what's changed is that every projectile is now turned into an ultra juggernaut. Basically, as you see, the main projectile is bigger, and upon hitting a wall or expiring, it now explodes into, well, pieces. And this applies to pretty much any projectile you can think about. Here's boomerang, for example. That looks really wonky. How about Tack? Damn, that's a lot of damage. So, shouts out to Dat Jane, though, for making the mod. Now, I feel like I should be using this opportunity to also incorporate map editor into this. So, I just hastily made a map that is pretty much encompassed with walls. So, as you guys know, walls are OP for the Ultra Juggernaut because the projectiles bounce off it. And then when it splits, it's almost guaranteed to split in a good spot. Let's just try a wizard. And also, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure the original Juggernaut does not split into, like, this many projectiles. What is this? It's hard to see, like, in real time, but it looks like 16. Pretty sure usually it's only 6. The possibilities are endless, and there's probably not enough time today to go over every single upgrade. But I'll keep switching around towers here. So here's a ninja, for example. I gotta love the attention to detail to the mod, too. Like, the fact that the main projectile is a lot bigger, and from what I tested earlier, I'm pretty sure the main one also has more pierce than what it usually has. So let me test, for example, with a... Well, we already see the ninja right now, but let me try putting it on, like, last so I can show ya. Right now, that pierce to, like, 4 balloons. If you guys know, the 000 ninja normally has 2 pierce. Also, it just occurred to me that it's 3-shotting. That's not right. Is it throwing, like, a stack of shurikens, or is it that just, like, the damage boost that you get? If so, that's pretty OP. I also should mention that this is double HP mobs, just so there's, like, some sort of challenge, quote-unquote, for the late game. I'm gonna just go ahead and get this, in case I want to test, like, some OP towers later on. Alright, what's next? Actually, before that, let me just see if... How much... Does it actually one-shot a pink balloon, too? I think it does. Wow. That's nuts. Let's try Dartling Gun. Dartling Gun should go crazy, shouldn't it? And indeed it does. Now the entire circle is enclosed with just billions of darts, or rather dozens, bouncing back and forth. Sorry. I overcounted the amount of projectiles there were by a factor of, like, infinite. Also, again, I had no idea how OP this mod was going into it. I assumed all the projectiles would be doing the same amount of damage, but that's clearly not the case. So in that case, I probably should have made, or I would have made the map shorter if I had known. As you see right now, this map I've made loops around basically 1.5 times through the circle. If I had to say, like, standard, it would be a beginner map. I'm no Picasso or Da Vinci, so please spare some lenience on the looks of this map here. Alright, what's another one we could try? That maybe won't go too out of hand. Oh, we could try Geraldo items, like Shooty Turret. Oh, it doesn't work. I guess sub-towers, as you see, don't work. Let's try a Factory. I don't think it would split, but it would be pretty funny. Oh my goodness. No, it does split. A giant spike pile, like, after, like, a couple seconds, I think, transforms into a giant stack of, like, 6 spikes. Now, that's crazy. Actually, no, it's upon hitting a balloon, it seems, that it will split. As you see, this is what happens when leads. Okay, I'm curious what an Alchemist would do. It seems like it just throws a giant potion, but it does insane amounts of damage. Again, enough to basically one-shot a lead balloon. Guys, we got Let's Gold at home, except it doesn't make you money. Alright, sell time, and let's do Druid. 5 projectiles should go pretty ham. I think pretty much every single tower here, like, has projectiles that split into the same amount, as I saw earlier with the wizard, like 12 or 16. I also did not mean to sell Geraldo, but I don't think we need to get him back since, as you saw, his projectiles don't do anything. I'm gonna just get a grape here, and even the sub-projectile split. Now we get grapes everywhere. You think the damage of 1012 is enough here? Let's see. Oh, for sure. Let me just test. I dropped the Dartbook, and I think I saw 8 damage initially, so that is a pretty nutty buff. Balance is secondary with all these mods, I guess, so I guess I'll get rid of the E-boat since it's doing way too well. Let's try a bomb. And let's see. Well, I need to get a mid for it. And now I think it should be able to solo fairly well. Actually, not quite, not quite. Oh, bombs are pretty bad because they can't bounce. If they hit anything, it explodes. This is the worst tower ever. Okay, how about attack to save me real quick? How about blades? Come on. Blades? No. What about Sentry Gun? I want to see if these sub-towers end up splitting. Am I able to see? From what I see, no. It's just shooting at that one tack. It should be enough, though, SRAM damage-wise, right? Oh, wait a minute. What is this? So I guess that's how it works with the engineer. It spawns, I'm pretty sure, what is like a dozen sentries down here. But why does it seem like it doesn't look like it's a dozen sentries attacking? You know what I mean? Like, they look fairly weak. Also, I just dropped a farm, and I'm pretty sure... Wait. Let me drop a 000. I'm pretty sure the bananas are bigger, too. But I don't think it does anything. See? Big banana. Let's collect it. Yeah, nothing. Just visual. That was kind of interesting. Okay, moving on here. I did see how the Spectre did. It dropped a bunch of crap at once. What about Wall of Fire? Does it... Oh, it does exactly what I thought it would. But actually even more so, because... Am I seeing angled Wall of Fire? This is actually a really sick effect when it's like all combined together. Just a giant red aura around the intersection here. That's majestic. Beautiful. All right, how about our Wall of Fire death on a mob? No, it missed. I should do Guided Magic because it'll last longer. All right, and watch as this mob just gets incinerated. Guys, Bloon incineration at home. So maybe not the best mod balance-wise, but definitely one of the best ones, I think, like, fun-wise, experimenting with all this stuff. I think I've seen enough of that. Let's try Glaive Ricochet. What happens with that? Do, like, its mini-glaives also seek out? I'm trying to see. Well, it's hard to see here. How about 54? Well, it beats it instantly. I think anything with, like, lots of pierce at base is going to be really OP with this mod. Unless the Ultra Drug mod also makes it so that the, like, any projectile has, like, an insane amount of pierce. Because right now it's hard to tell, but I can definitely tell that the main glaive is like still ricocheting, which makes it OP because when it splits again, all of the mini glaives are on top of whatever it's trying to damage. Okay, next tower. I think what would be really fun is this. I'm half kidding, but I'm actually kind of curious what would happen. I gotta say these projectiles are absolutely massive, and I'm pretty sure we can get even bigger because I'm pretty sure the 300 isn't really that big to start off with. Let's try Juggernaut. Oh, that's even bigger. Do we dare try U-Jug? Sure. Does the U-Jug get... I'm pretty sure it gets stacked, guys. I am pretty sure. Now, we don't get Ultra Juggernautception like I did, I think, when I once covered, like, a tier 10 Juggernaut, something like that. When there were, like, 5 layers in the U-Jug. Not quite at that level, but... That's still quite a lot more mini Jug Balls than usual. Okay. Let's try something else, obviously. Glue is probably not interesting, but I just figured I'd show ya. Well, I guess it is interesting, the fact that a 200 has enough pierce to glue everything on screen. Do we think it's enough to beat 63? I don't think the DUT is strong enough. Let's try Dissolver. Save us. Nice clutch, nice clutch. Pretty strong in its own right, I guess. Okay, I'm just kind of going randomly, by the way. Wing Monkey. Bomber Ace drops massive amounts of Bomber Ace bombs. I mean, this isn't, like, for some of these towers, it's not even an Ultra Juggernaut mod. It's literally just a giant projectile, giant damage boost mod. Like this, for example. What's another tower that has a lot of projectiles? I'd say we can go back to the Druid and try Druid of the Storm. Does that also bounce? It's hard to tell because... No, I don't think they bounce. Hang on, watching again. I think it does bounce off walls. It does, okay. And then it spawns all those mini ones to clean up all the insides. Very epic. Let's just try Ball Lightning for the funsies. That is a very big Ball Lightning. That's for sure. And now I'm just noticing that, like, the mini projectiles that ends up spawning out is basically the same size. So it's just the, well, the big one that is changed in, I think, potency, effectiveness. And now I think it's time to pull out some abilities. I'm very curious about what a Blade Maelstrom will do. If you have any idea of just how many projectiles it spawns out per ability, I think it might go pretty nuts. Even more so if I do this. Even more attacks. Let's go. And here comes Destruction. Some of the blades, I think, they're escaping through? How is that even possible? I've walled off the entire enclosure. Actually, again, I swear maybe it's that the main attack itself keeps the projectiles in, but no, it doesn't shoot nearly as fast to look like that. Well, either way, I won't question it too much. I'll gladly take this Destruction from a tier 4 tower. Let's see if it's enough to take down a ZMG. One ability? Yup. GG easy. Also, I thought you could go free play. Okay, I had to share my map, and then I think through the map browser, then I can go into free play. My bad, my bad. We'll be right back to where we left off in no time, and just as an experiment, I think this... Ooh. The Wallfire almost was able to solo 79 on its own. Let's just see what a Deep Breath would do. Well, I would assume it's the exact same Wallfire density, but its Flame Attack, well, makes it go even nuttier and allows us to basically one-shot the ZMG. And now onwards, what else should I try? Let's try a Buckshot with some laser fire in. Looking nice and spicy, that's for sure. I think for its price cost, there's definitely some other towers that would benefit way more from the, whatchamacallit, the bouncing. I'll just get a Bads for now. Well, I think about my next tower. I guess I have yet to test a Mortar yet, so sure. I'm pretty sure it's similar to the bomb. It just, like, stacks the explosions, as you see. I'm not seeing no cluster. I'll just sell this to make it easier to look at. Yep. Let's try an artillery battery. I think it just gets, like, an insane amount of damage. What have I not tried yet? Ballistic missile is another explosion, but I do have air burst. How does that work? I think the air burst just turns into a cluster. I noticed with some of these towers, it's basically like the cluster mod I showcased like years ago. I see. Nothing too OP compared to what other things I've seen. Let's try bottom path boomerang next. How do Kylie's work? Why not a more press for funsies? I think, yep, more press effectiveness also gets like 10x, as you see. That's an insane knockback. Are we dead? Dead to the inside, sadly. I think it's time we start pulling out the really OP towers. So starting off with our boy, the Super Monkey. Just anything that shoots really fast will benefit. It is getting Pierce Cap though. I need to get range for this. And why don't we try Laser Blast? It's been a while. It's been known to the community for so long that it's like one of the worst upgrades in the game. So let's finally give it some shine, you know? Now this is the kind of power Laser Blast should have in the game for people to actually start using it. One more round for the laser to see if it beats 95. Nope. It's losing a bit of power. Let's try the plasma next. And proof in the pudding, I think. It's much better. I think it still has a chance of dying, though. Let's just do Road Monkey for the funsies. Crits everywhere. It's a little bit too OP and leggy for my taste, though. I'm gonna get rid of it, and let's try Phoenix. I haven't tried how the Phoenix projectiles work, and it does not look like... Nah, sadly, it does not seek. Is it any stronger, though, or is the power pretty much all in the Deep Breath? I'm pretty sure it's all in Deep Breath. Alright, we're lacking damage. I accidentally upgraded to Wizard Phoenix. Alright, then. Let me just go ahead and get a Hydra Rocket here. Oh god, that's laggy. That's laggy, but I think it does the job. Very nice. If you can't tell what I'm trying to go for here, I want to try Mad. How quickly can we kill a Bad? Just from the Mad. Here we go. 1 shot, 2 shots, probably 3 shots. And, well, we're probably gonna die to some Saram round, but I just wanted to see how quickly it would kill the strongest of balloons. So for that, let's just skip ahead to 119 here. Do we dare use the ability? Why not? And once again, there still are some escaping. Maybe I guess maybe I left like a tiny pixel between the hedges. Like maybe the hitbox for them blocking is like smaller than the visual size of it itself. That's my only explanation for things that are sneaking through. Or maybe the just map editor is wonky with blocking in general. That's my guess. Alright, time for the round 140 FBAT. That is looking at like 30,000 DPS. And now with the ability, closer to 60,000. Again, this is no surprise. If literally tier 2 towers were able to get all the way up to round 80, then, well, tier 5 should absolutely blow by. Let's opt for something that actually does some ram damage, though. I haven't tried Cross the Master yet. I don't think it's enough DPS, but just kind of curious to see what we'd be looking at. What's kind of cool is that because the projectiles bounce sometimes, well, all the time here, you can see that every time it crits, you can see it follow the bouncing of that crit shot. Pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty sure it was also working on the Robo, which is kind of hard to tell. Okay, so what do I want to try now? How about a Spike Storm? Or maybe a Mob Shot or a minimum? Nah, Spike Storm. How does it work? Is it just the same, or is it really OP? It's definitely really OP. Again, a giant spike with mini spikes underneath. We've got basically a super buff Carpet Spikes is what we're looking at here. Unfortunately, it's still not enough to beat an F-Bad. How about one more ability to save us? Oh, we're gonna leak to the ZMG. Okay, wait, watch this. Knockback. Go, go, go. Mob Dom 2. To get that even further right. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking, guys. We got... Wow, that's an interesting spinning effect that we're seeing here. I don't know how to describe it, but that's cool. Like, the giant stack of rings before an explosion from the Mob Dom just kind of looks pretty fancy. Now, I don't think we can keep going without testing everybody's favorite, a fan favorite likely, the Tack Zone. Just anything that with massive projectiles should just lead to absolute carnage. I'm gonna get rid of the crossbow. It's not really doing a whole lot here. But very interesting pattern that Tack Zone is shooting in. You can see that there is like a lifespan limit for the Tack, at least on the bottom side. It doesn't make it quite to the hedge before exploding into tons of other spikes. Very epic, but very laggy. Okay, one thing I didn't test yet was the Inferno ring. How do the meteor shots work? It should. Yep, it's definitely one that also spawns mini meteors, right? Or no? No, to me it looks like... No, there it is. There it is. There's the mini meteors. Only took a little bit of time to notice them. But what can I say? This mod is basically if just every single tower took the juice. Took some roids. And this is the result. Oh, one thing I didn't test yet was the Plasma Accelerator. How does it bounce? Does it bounce at all? I don't think it does, so... Nah, looking at DPS, I think it is increased. Maybe the main beam, but with nothing else spawning, let's try something else. In case you noticed, I haven't tried stuff like Sniper yet, because no projectiles means it will not work, trust me. And Beast Handler. Let's get rid of the Inferno Ring and, I don't know, or rather, Spectre. I think what happens with Flying Towers is that it no longer looks at the walls. It's too low. Instead, it just bounces off the walls of the map, which, as you see, isn't quite as OP. I think we've pretty much almost seen it all, though, so I think it's time to kick it into overdrive. Let's go for the big boy upgrades, guys. So starting off, maybe, I don't know, Anti-bloon? Actually, I already tested Middle Path. Actually, no, I didn't test what the ability did. Does it attack too? It's not a projectile, so my only assumption is that it does not. And judging from what I saw there, nah. All right, bottom path. All right, Dark Champion with its Seeking bolts means it should be pretty nutty. I'm gonna get rid of that Tack Zone. That caused far too much lag, but I'm pretty sure the Dark Champion shoots just as much stuff out, doesn't it? Yep, that's a leg machine right there, everybody. I've already tested a couple Spectres, but I guess I can't, like, not do Super Mines just to see the amount of power it'd get. Assuming it doesn't die to a random Fortify Balloon. I have a feeling it might, but for now that we actually got some spikes down, thou shall not pass. Once again, it's basically a minimum 16 times buff on the Super Mines, with it spawning, well, 16 of the mini ones, not to mention how much power the big one gets. All the way to 200 you go then. Reminder, it is double HP, so take these results here with a grain of salt. If we get the F-bet down to halfway, then it basically does speedrun 200. I think it does. That's just my guess. Okay, now final test. I think we have just enough money for a Sun Temple. I want to see what everything it spawns does. Here we go. If I had to guess, oh, well, no, this is not what I expected. I did not expect the game to just crash immediately. Well, we just blew out the entire forest and the surrounding 100 kilometers around it. Okay, maybe just a plain no sacrifice vanilla temple then, that's all. And we shall end it here. There we go. Not enough to lag our game. Is it good enough though? Given how it's ZMGs here only, probably not. Either way, hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see me play around with more of this mod, then let me know if you have any possible interesting ideas. Because there definitely were quite a few fun combinations in this one.